Merrick Garland about to testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee within the hour. Will we see more of that kind of response from the AG?
Yeah, that's the big question there. Since his testimony before the House Judiciary Committee, there have been plenty of updates. We do expect some new lines of questioning in addition to some of the same probing that Garland was previously pressed on. We're roughly 5 minutes from that, but we'll bring our panelists in. Right now, we're pleased to have constitutional law attorney Amir Benno joining us. Former Georgia Representative Bob Barr and tax attorney Rebecca Walser. Good to see everyone here. Amir, I will start with you. Do you expect the same line of questionings and do you expect the same answers from AG Garland?
Yeah, I do expect there to be the same line of questioning. I think that they're going to press the Attorney General also on the family relationship, his son-in-law's relationship with this organization, this business that promotes CRT materials, critical race theory materials, curriculum to schools. I think they're going to really inquire a lot about that. And yeah, I do think he's going to stonewall again. I don't know what else he can do to sort of wiggle out this uncomfortable situation for him that he's created for himself.
By now, though, he has to have heard of this case specifically, or his team you would assume would have briefed him by now, because there is a development. The National School Boards Association recently apologizing to its members for that contentious letter that was sent to the White House, comparing concerned parents to domestic terrorists. In this letter, they say that they regret and apologize for it. There was no justification for some of the language included in the letter. We apologize also for the strain and stress this situation has caused you and your organizations. They said they deeply value the voices of parents who should and must continue to be heard when it comes to decisions about their children's education, health, and safety. 19 House Republicans, they're calling on Merrick Garland to rescind that FBI school board memo. Bob Barr, do you think that could happen anytime soon? What do you think the AG's response will be when it comes to questions surrounding this letter and his own memo?
This Attorney General doesn't care at all about America's parents who play a vital role in their children's education. The vital role that's important to him is the left-leaning School Board Association. That was what prompted his October 4th memo. That memo, and if I had been a U.S. attorney at this time, as I was back in the Reagan and Bush administrations, I would have received a copy of that October 4th memo from the Attorney General directing me as a U.S. attorney, one of 93 across the country, to begin probing into violence and so-called harassment and threats at school board meetings. The memo directed that within 30 days of October 4th, there is to be a report back to him on a course of action to identify and prosecute parents that fall into whatever category he believes they fall into because they are upset about the education of their children being handled by these school boards. That memo needs to be expressly revoked. He has not done it. It appears that he's not going to do it. And that ought to be the focus of the effort in the Senate to get to the bottom of that. And there are ways that they can do that if they want to.
Rebecca Walser, humanizing the Department of Justice or the Attorney General here in this moment, now that we know more information about this sexual assault and the arrest that was made there in Loudoun County in regards to it, high schoolers protesting, the AG has to acknowledge this at this point, and the fallout from the school board who failed to push this forward and to act more responsibly, should he not?
You know, you're 100% right, Sean. And this is really, this is coming to a head now. So what you have is you had a start of a movement really when Obama's Common Core came about to really send a lot of authority for the school, education. And obviously, we've always had the National Education Association. We've had all of those things, Department of Education, but still a federalism issue reserved it to the states, and the states really controlled. And with Common Core, you saw this shift of authority to the federal government. And this is why you had the National School Board Association reach out to the Department of Justice to get such a memo, which I completely agree with Mr. Barr. He's 100% right. It should absolutely be rescinded explicitly and quickly. And, you have 3 states already, Pennsylvania, Missouri, and Ohio, that have already disjoined, rescinded their membership into this national school board. So what we have is we've got an attorney general that's got to step up, admit mistakes, and so does this Loudoun County. Parents are not going to stand by and let their children, allow their children to be raped in bathrooms in schools. And guess what? Nobody says anything. It's totally unacceptable.
Yeah, that testimony hearing happening in just moments. Our thanks to Amir Benno, Bob Barr, Rebecca Walser.